get off of this screen. How do I make this screen go away? Oh no, I'm trapped. Just get me out of here. Now. Oh no, I don't know how. Oh no. I don't even know what's streaming right now. Cancel. Cancel? Just cancel. This is bananas. Okay. Think this is it? I think it's working. Oh no. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, the thing that shouldn't be working is, so that's fine. That's fine. Pat seems to be able to see something, so I guess it exists. Alright. Only been 1,000 years. I haven't completely forgotten how to do everything. But I have. But I have. Got to double check where the camera is when everything fell off the wall, but that's fine. Everything seems normal. It's a little bit crooked. The Curtis face right there just fell down 5 seconds ago. It's not straight, and it's not straight, and that's only gonna drive me nuts forever. Anyway, nobody cares. Space Goody and Pat, that's where it's at. They're waiting for you to have a stream chat. This is something about. I got nothing. I don't know what did you want to say? What were you talking about? Something about sides. Everywhere sides. Do this, don't do that. This falling sides. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it's been a while. Feels like it's been 1,000 years since I turned on half this stuff. One of the things was like, you're gonna have to reconnect this, and I tried to, and it was like, you're gonna have to reconnect this, but you're connected. Well, you're gonna have to reconnect this, but I can see that you're connected. You're streaming right now. Like, yeah, but you're trapped in the screen. But I need to see. But I need to see what I'm doing. Oh, I have to look at myself. I can't bear to do a video for other people to see unless I'm staring at myself. That's all I do, is just look at myself all day. La la la. Where's my face on the screen? Oh, hey, Zoom call. I forgot that somebody else was here because I was busy looking at myself in my own little square in the top right corner. That's not weird. That's what everybody does. Ripley, start the thing, please and thank you. Ah, there's nothing on that camera's not plugged in. The Pat camera is not plugged in. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I forgot how to stream. I forgot how to draw. Uh, Christmas was long. Christmas was so long. And by Christmas I mean the last 2 COVID weeks of living back in COVID land again and being afraid of everything everywhere. But why didn't I do a stream last week or the week before? Because I don't want to talk about the thing that I just said. What are my other notes? What are my other notes? Definitely have some other things that I want to talk about. And of course, hopefully through those notes, wherever they are, come up with something to make today's comic strip to be about. Because I've got no ideas. I've got zero ideas whatsoever. Ooh. Oops, wrong thing. Thing again. Get it here. So what's at the top of the docket, huh? What's the first on the list of things that you wanted to talk about? Could it possibly be a COVID thing? After you just said specifically, I don't want to talk about the COVID But then your first note is like, oh, we got to talk about some crazy COVID nonsense. Is that what it is? Something like that. Something like that. All right, just to get it out of the way, scrolling through Instagram last week at some point in time, and why do I keep forgetting how to scroll to my notes? And just saw on the timeline, like, hey, here's a challenge. Here's just an Instagram challenge. I don't know what your battle.net. Don't go to don't go to battle.net. Go to nobattle.net. Go to easysmoothsailing.org. Go to no fighting dot not a war on the internet /edu. Oh, Miles. Well, good luck. Good luck. I'll just be rambling for a minute anyway. So yeah, dude had a picture of himself like, hey, look at me. I'm a cool guy. Let me make this little thing a little bit smaller since I'm not drawing anything right now. I will in a second. So scrolling through, scrolling rawhide, and dude had like his face and he's sitting there, and I'm not sure if I wrote this down right. Maybe I took a picture of it. I think I took a screen cap of it so I can see it later. There it is. It's I did write it down right. The No Vax Pass Challenge. Now, as clever and fun as that title sounds, is it a clever, fun thing to do? I don't know. Was early days of Tom Green cool and fun, or torture to everybody around him? I don't know. The world, you take the good, you take the bad. Jackass is coming back again, and there you had the facts of life. The facts of life. The world never seems to be boosted up to your dreams. And then you try to go to get the groceries now, and you find out the vaccination's all about you. Oh, it's all about you. Jolene. Don't take your unvaxxed ass to town. Also, just binge watching stuff myself. XD got myself a lot of games during the Steam sale. Oh, I've only played one Steam game in my whole life, and it's the Game Grumps' forget what it's called. Russian jump game? Soviet jump game. There we go. I'm the worst gamer. I've got a stack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and somewhere in there is 2 or 3 more God of War games. Out of those, whatever I just said, 44, I haven't played probably 30 of those games. Just keep going to the pawn shop and going, $3? All right, maybe I'll play these one of these days. And anyway, it says No Vax Pass Challenge. Go to any food court, dine in without disclosing your vax status. Just start eating. Hope they don't eat or they don't ask, and don't be like, oh, excuse me, by the way, I'm not vaxxed. I'm sneaking in. Eat calm and carry on. Tag me or send me a video and I will post it here. Now, I was about to try to click on the comments, but this is a screen cap, so I cannot do that. So that is a thing that people are doing. What? No, that sounds like perfectly fun. It's like, hey, let's go to the grocery store, and don't tell them that we don't have any money. Fill up the cart. Just brimming till stuff is just falling out. Ask people to help us, please. Poor, hard working worker who's just destroying themselves working at the grocery store. Could you do me a favor and pick up some of those cans that I'm dropping? Help me carry all of this stuff up to the counter. I'm literally about to spend $75 million in groceries here. Somebody please help me. And then you get to the counter and go, oh, snaps. You know what, guys? I didn't bring anybody. All right, peace out. See you later. Have fun putting all that stuff back, which should be your job. I should do it, but I can't and I won't because it's also against the regulations. See you later. Just ruined everyone's day for no reason. Except what this dude's doing is saying, hey, it's a challenge, and also we're spreading disease. So, it's a good time. It's a good time for everyone. That's not a good time. Oh, this is Major Sammy to ground control. VOAFYI. I don't know what that means. Little V, big O, or 0, A, period. I know FYI is for my information, but VOA, I don't know. I feel like this is the second time somebody said that, but I don't know what it means. I'm tempted to guess. Major Sammy. Are you a robot? If you're a robot, I think you have to tell me. Anyway, if Miles doesn't know what you're talking about, and if Pat doesn't know, then it's probably moot. Then maybe it's moot. I don't know. What if I go and see what my stream looks like on YouTube? And maybe that'll enlighten me, but I think you're just a robot? I think you're probably just a robot. Beep bop 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 da da bop boop ba da bop bop. Robot. Sha. Robot. Yo, robot. Yo, come here and give me some information now, cause I don't know what you trying to simp. VOAFRI doesn't mean anything to this guy. I'm gonna press my YouTube. I'm gonna press my little YouTube icon, and I'm gonna click on myself. It looks and sounds normal to me, so I don't know. Whatever you're talking about, robot. Prove to me you're not a robot, or else I sang a little song about your name, and you didn't deserve it, cause you're a robot. And no offense to the robot uprising that's coming, but please don't uprise, and please don't destroy us all. Oh my God, Elon Musk, what are you doing? Somebody in the work chat today posted something along the lines of, hey, eventually you're gonna have to be ready. You're gonna have your crypto wallet, regular wallet. You're gonna be connected with this thing online. You gotta be connected to this other thing, or else that's it. You're done. You're an old man. And I was tempted to write, Trevor's making me cry. Trevor, please don't, Trevor, don't say these things. Trevor, I'm so old, Trevor. But anyway, every once in a while, when you're internet old, people basically are just like, hey, in case you didn't think you were super internet old, you are. You just are. Get used to it. Or get smarter at interneting. And I genuinely can't seem to do either of those things. It says it's coming from YouTube, but yeah, I don't know. So, speaking of animation, right? Every once in a while, we should take some time and talk about animation. I mean, just makes sense. There's a bunch of animation around here, so it would be ridiculous not to bring up animation every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, oh my God. You know what would be even better? If you brought up some new animations for me. I'm getting really sick and tired of just slightly moving back and forth like this, and I would really enjoy some more actions, and I'm getting very tired of you promising me and the lovely people at home, especially poor Miles, who's sitting there going, oh, maybe today Miles will have a new hat or some new expressions, and then no, Miles has to cry himself to sleep once again because you didn't give him any more animations. So the least you could do for all of us, especially so soon after the holidays. Hey, I'm frozen? Okay, I'm not frozen. Yeah, if you could talk about some animation at least. I watched some animation, and it was awesome. If you're into that sort of thing. And by that sort of thing, I of course mean uh, uh, anime, somewhat semi-American anime, I guess it would have been. Um, I was very tempted, and I almost started rewatching One Punch Man again because it's still got to be one of my favoriteest things in the whole world. Like just I don't know. It's so fun. It's so insane. Just amazing. Just monster designs and just a guy who is literally just like, I just want to be a superhero and I want to have fun fighting supervillains, but I'm just so powerful. I don't know. Everybody, I just beat them in one punch, and it's just somehow the story around that is just so clever and interesting. I can't get enough of it. I've rewatched the first season many times. The second season a little bit harder to watch, but I watched it at least once. Uh, I love the voices. I've already gotten used to the voices because I watched it so many times. But on Netflix, as it scrolls by and plays the little video, the little video plays in English instead of having to read the I want to say transcript. I know technically that word still works. Translation. And I thought, oh, this is great. I would love to just listen to and occasionally glance up at the TV and rewatch some One Punching Man without having to read everything because I can't draw and read a TV show at the same time. It's just not possible. And then I threw it on. I hit the play button, and I was real excited. The voices are going to be different, and I'm like, I'll get over it. I'll get over it real fast. And it just had subtitles, and it had the option for other subtitles in other languages, but it didn't have the option to switch to English. So I'm just like, dare I go to Twitter and be like, hey, what kind of scam is this? And at the risk of, if anybody read my tweets, some nerd would be like, hey, yeah, we already complained about that like 4 years ago. Get with the times, old man. Um, so yeah, I just found that real weird, real weird. I did really love Megas XLR. I watched the what is he called? I keep referencing it all the time. Um Something Larson. I was gonna draw a picture of him the other day. Hosts it. Something Galaxy? No. Toy Galaxy? I think it's called Toy Galaxy. Uh and he does like usually the history of like 80s cartoons and stuff and where they came from, whatever. And I think I watched. I'm not sure if I went from SWAT Cats to the Megas XLR episode, or from the Megas XLR to the SWAT Cats episode. But both of those are combined. Speaking of giant Voltron robots, in my head, um, as similar shows, just because both of them I found they were kind of hard to find. I think they might have both been CBS cartoons, and it was right at that time when CBS was like, we're not making violent cartoons about just robots fighting, so it has to be about something else. And we're not making crazy cartoons about these fighter pilot cats that are fighting evil monsters with missiles. Like, that's just not a thing. So those cartoons just kind of went away, but they were both just awesome. And Megas was just hilarious because it was again kind of One Punch Man-ish, where it was still dealing with giant robots, but it was over the top. It was crazy. It was funny and silly, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think that barely lasted one season. I'm not sure. But what I did watch. Oh my God, it's been like a half hour that you said you were going to talk about a cartoon that you watched, and you have mentioned like literally seven more cartoons since then. I mean, get with the times, bro. Get with the times. The times have been gotten with, bro. The times have been gotten with. Yeah, no, on Netflix, another anime that was translated into English. And I do this with everything when I watch Netflix and think, oh, this seems like a fun little movie. I'll watch this, and I'll start to hit play or scroll over it. I'm like, 12 episodes. I kind of just wanted to watch this one thing. But once it started, I was like, ooh, thank God there's 12 more episodes of this. This is fantastic. But it is called Super Crooks, as created by or based on the comic books that I have not read by Mark Millar, possibly pronounced Miller. I don't know. I've always pronounced it as Mark Millar from the first time that I saw it. He's written like crime novels and stuff as well. He's like a real deal writer, and I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm not talking too far out of school. Should have double checked this, but I believe he's also the guy who wrote Wanted, the comics, not the movie that makes no sense and is about nothing. It's just stupid. But the comic books, oh, so good, so good. They're like Watchmen, except another slightly different version of evil Justice Leagues and whatnot. So Super Crooks, anime version of this comic that was probably a manga, but written by one of my favorite writers. I wish I had my comic shelf here because I think, or if Avocado Shake and Drake were around, they could corroborate this for me. But I believe he also wrote Identity Crisis, which is, I've mentioned this before, my favorite, one of the best graphic novels about the Justice League, about a murder. I can't remember now. I think it was Elastic Man, Plastic Man, Elongated Man. Ugh. One of them. Maybe it was the Atom. Anyway, somebody's wife was murdered, and then the Green Arrow's trying to figure it out, and it's just great. It's just great. Also, I think the Green Arrow had just come back from the dead at the beginning of this book too, so he's like, "Who you even am I? What's even going on here? I get at the bottom of this. You guys are, excuse me, all out of control over here." So yeah, it's basically just a pretty fun, wacky thing about this guy. He gets out of jail, and he has some powers. When he was a kid, it was very much just like he'd see people with their powers, and he's like, "Oh my God, someday I hope that I get to be one of these people who has superpowers, and I can also be a hero." And then pretty much episode 1, he's like, "Oh, I have electric powers, wow!" And him and his little friend are like, "All right, love, well, let's like introduce you to the world, and you're gonna be a superhero." So they make just a crappy costume for him, and I mean, he's like a kid, he's like 15 or 16 or something. And they're like, "Well, we'll go down to the local pool. Everybody's there, and we'll impress that girl, and you just like hover above everywhere and just like show them you have powers, and then away you go. No big deal." But this is like literally like the second time he's used his powers. He really doesn't know what he's doing. Um, so if you're expecting it to be a pretty rough, Invincible-esque, visceral, violent cartoon, it kind of is. Sometimes it's just like, oh wow, they just showed a lot, and other times it's still kind of just wacky maniac stuff. Um, but yeah, basically, he falls into the pool. He electrocutes everybody. Like he kills everybody. And it's he's fairly traumatized right away. Everybody's traumatized right away. As like, this is bananas. This is bananas. And then he's like, pretty much has to go into hiding. Like, doesn't know what to do. And then very quickly realizes, like, I got a lot of power. What? Why don't I just use it to do whatever I want? Why don't I just be the best bad guy? So then he aspires to be a villain, and then whatever. We cut to the present again, where he's getting into jail, and his girlfriend's like, "Hey, don't go committing crimes anymore, please." And he's like, "You got that." And then his friends were like, "Hey, as a present for getting you out of jail, we got a crime that we're gonna go commit. Let's go." And they put on their crime committing suits, and then it's just a series of them dealing with these different super heroes, and it's awesome. It's just awesome. I really enjoyed it. The story's like just really good as well. Just kind of watching this guy just make terrible mistakes and try, for the purposes of the same as every story like that, to redeem himself. Like, if I just do this one job, then we could live happily. But it's like, but you don't really want that. Like, you actually enjoy being a criminal. Like, this isn't about, you know, doing that one last score. Blah 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 blah. It's fantastic, super fantastic. And again, it has that animation style that I don't know. I think that we were going for back when me and Pat Prue 101 worked on our anime show back in the day, where it just has that really awesome, fun anime fight timing where it slows down to show really awesome poses, does some really fast stuff that makes everything feel nice and action packed all the time. It has just a great flow, and the more I talk about it, the more I'm tempted to go back and rewatch it again. Hey, are you ever going to switch over to the drawing camera so people can see what you're drawing instead of that tiny little thumbnail in the corner of the screen? Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Um, so sometimes I've got to throw on something like that, and it's hard to not fully pay attention and just forget what I'm doing. So when I had a bunch of action figures, Skeletor, and Soundwave set up on the coffee table for weeks and weeks and weeks, trying to animate this weird little short that has gotten way out of hand. It's still a dumb little idea, but it just became more than just a throwaway project. Um, for what it's going to be in the end, it's going to require way more work than it should. But I don't know. I'll finish it. I'll finish it one of these days. Like I say about every project that I have floating around here all the time. But yeah, I put that on and immediately was like, ooh, I want to make things move now, and it's only super cool animation that makes me want to do that. But as I say that, spitefully speaking, switch to the wrong camera again. Um, it's also seeing super bad animation that makes me want to do other animation. One thing that I noticed or saw online on YouTube was a lot of people doing critiques of, don't know what it's called, but let's call it the NFT Ape Family cartoon. And I mean, everything you see online is about how it is the absolute worst thing in the world. And when you see it play, wow, it's the worst thing in the world. It's just like, hey, I thought you guys had all the NFT money in the world. Why didn't you put any of that into the production? Like, this looks terrible. Like, I'm not sure if it was just, oh, hey, we're some jerks and we want to make something that's an NFT and it's going to be a short film that people will have to buy as an NFT, which doesn't make any sense because you're supposed to owe the one thing and then not. Anyway, seems like a super fungible way to make a non-fungible product, etc. And then yeah, when you watch it, it's just like, do you guys not know what your own cartoon is about? Can you not see what's happening on the screen? Like, you guys, what is happening? And it's atrocious. It's beyond atrocious. So that, I think, was one of the reasons why I'm like, oh well, I'm just going to throw together this stop motion thing. Things don't have to be amazing or even look completed because this is out there, and my dumb thing is going to be at least a little bit less dumb than this stupid thing. So bad. So bad, Miles. So bad. I mean, clearly, it's clearly one of those things where I'm definitely guilty of, where somebody's just like, here's what the character looks like, and it's like, well, this is all I can do with it because I don't know what your character looks like. You clearly don't know how to turn its head around or do anything, so you're just doing everything at this 3/4 angle, and nothing else ever happens, and it just gets monotonous and annoying, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Yeah, nobody wants the character that's just at the same angle all the time, that doesn't turn its head around, that doesn't do anything interesting. It just sits there, and basically the only thing that's really special about it is its hat. It can't dance, it can't walk. The only thing about it is the way it talks. And that's, I don't know the rest of the words of that song, but that, I think I made my point. I think I made my point. You did. Um, but yeah, same thing. Yeah, I was just like, yep, this is a thing that happens. There's a lot of people out there that want to have projects done. They don't know how to do them. They just find random people. For example, just the other day, some dude. Um, am I going crazy? I am. Um, Sent me an Instagram message like, I want commission. Like, okay. I'm just curious where this is going to go because you definitely don't just want me to do a commission. Slash, I don't actually have time to do a commission right now, or by time, I mean the energy to do anything really extra. Uh, Besides not finish all of my side projects. So I just wrote back like, yeah, depending on what you're looking for, maybe. What are you looking for? Maybe it's something that I both want to do and can do without it being too much trouble. And he was like, "Oh, like how do you feel about contracts or whatever?" Like, "What? Contracts?" It's like, "Yeah, dog, I've already got a full-time job. This is, just if you're looking for something, maybe I can do it to help you out, and maybe it'll be worthwhile for me or not. Like, what do you want? Why do people keep doing this? Where it's like, hey, can I ask you for a thing? What is the thing you're asking for? Well, let me tell you. When I ask you, your mind's gonna be blown. So let me know if you want to be involved. Tell me what the thing is. Oh, well, when I do, you're not going to believe. Whoa, the ideas that we have. Like, is your idea to do what everybody else is doing right now that is making lots of money, except better, even though you have no ideas other than knowing that this is a thing that makes lots of money? Because I think that's what it is. And it always is. So finally, he's just like, well, what do you think about this contract? And it's like, just the employee will be responsible for doing uh, uh, whatever and game sprites for $20 a sprite, and they'll have to do at least 20 sprites, and blah blah blah. They will be integrated in this game, and this game will be blah blah blah. I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I have a feeling you're one of these geniuses that thinks that you can somehow both make an NFT that goes into a game and sell all these parts as NFTs, and then people think that, like, oh, then we'll integrate it into other stuff, and then now, like, when you're playing Mario on your Nintendo, you can add your NFT in there because it's yours. Like, just because you own something doesn't mean you can just plug it into everything else in the world, and regardless, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. And on top of that, $20 per sprite is you know what you could do with that? You can go buy yourself $20 worth of Sprite, soda pop, shake it up real good, and one by one, each bottle at a time, let all of them explode into your butt. Just one at a time, just one at a time. There you go. You got your 20 Sprites in there, or $20 worth of Sprite, whichever is more convenient to you. That's insane. That's insane. But yes, I know there's people out there that are doing it for super cheap, and good for them. Good for them. They shouldn't. Even if they're making the worst sprites in the world, you deserve more than $20 per sprite. Sometimes I stop and I think, why do I stream on on YouTube as well. It's always robots. It's always robots. And of course, after the stream is over, some real people watch, so of course I do it for them. Hey, YouTube guys, I appreciate you watching. But as far as the during the stream robots, if at least the robots would say something that either makes more sense or is more robot-y so that I can make fun of it, but Vassive Tech. Vassive Tech? Vassive Tech. Vassive Tech. 2 weeks from now, 7 months from now, and a year and 12 days from now, I'm going to be sitting somewhere. I'm going to go for a walk in the park. It's going to be a nice summer day. I'm going to sit down with a sketchbook or an iPad and an Apple Pen, and I'm going to look out at the nice wilderness. I'm not going to be drawing the wilderness, but I will be drawing while the wilderness makes me feel nice and calm. And somewhere in the back of my brain, something will scream, Vassive Tech? Vassive Tech. And I'm going to be like, this is how the robots win. This is how they win. Suddenly, they've infiltrated your mind with dumb things. That's how people win, with dumb things. Not with cleverness, not with genius. People come up with something dumb, and it just infiltrates your brain, and it infiltrates society, and then all of a sudden, everybody's like, hey, we're doing this dumb thing. We're all climbing up on milk crates for this month. Yeah, 9 of us broke our ankle today. But, climbing up on milk crates. It's a challenge. I blame American Ninja Warrior and Wipeout versions. Wipeout Canada, Wipeout US, Wipeout UK. And of course, the aforementioned Jackass and whatever else I said. Now we're just going to drift into silence for a minute while I try to think of whatever train of thought I was on before. Where I was so swiftly derailed by the existence of robots and Vassive Tech. No idea what this comic is going to be about. I just know that I've been drawing a bunch of Ninja Turtles lately. So why not draw one more? The other thing that Vassive Tech reminds me of is the other weird random word that is in my head now for Did you realize that the number of years is so many more numbers of years than you expected, and now you're like, I don't even want to say that number out loud because it means that I've been alive for 1,000 years? Yeah. You're not over there. You're over here. Look at this. That should be fine. Yeah, like 20 years ago? Like 20 years ago plus just ended up with this little dumb little job of like, hey, some dude needs some kind of yard work done. Gonna pay virtually no money, and also you're gonna think that that amount of money is gonna be each for the two of you, but it's actually gonna be divided by two of you, so it's gonna be super not worth it. Um, but yeah, go and do some work for this guy, move a bunch of rocks, move a bunch of logs, uh, mostly just that. Kind of mildly destroy his driveway, trying to drive out of the epically steep driveway down to his giant house, which is sealed in by a gate. Like you got to buzz into a gate and then drive down a winding road to get to his house. And then we were like, basically building a trail for his four-wheeler or whatever. For when he wasn't driving off to his private helicopter lift where he would get on his own helicopter to go fly to whatever his job or slash family is. And for the longest time, I had his business card with me. I wouldn't be surprised if I dug through some stuff that it might still be somewhere, but I had a business card for 1,000 years, and every once in a while when I would move, I would come across this business card, and still to this day, I don't know if it's cool to just say some dude's random name. Whether or not he still exists, I don't know. But every once in a while, still on a day, especially when it's cold and it's rainy, and when you're just like you accidentally touch a tree or a branch, and that like somehow extra cold, uh, 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 just spattering of branch water hits you, and you're just like, oh, but it's not even really raining now, but now suddenly I'm all wet and freezing, and this weather's just not designed for this level of cold. Because that happened a lot where we're doing it. So whenever that happens, I immediately think Virgilio de Popa. Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know. I only ever read it on the business card. But Virgilio, first name, de Popa, forever burned into my mind. It will never go away. Virgilio de Popa. Progress bar save. Oh, okay. So in the real world, so one, I'm not even going to talk about it because it's I'm a million years behind. But finally watched Bo Burnham's Inside. Kept meaning to, kept kind of putting it off. Where I'm just like, it sounds like it's too genius to watch. It's probably going to make me feel inferior as a creative person. And then I watched it, and I was 100% correct. Oh my god, I need to do something. I need to complete a project. I need to be creative in some way. This is the most amazing thing ever. Just musically, fantastic. Just great songs, great beats, great lyrics, amazing voice. But aside from that, the camera angles and the lighting, like for something he did 100% by himself, trapped in a room during all of COVID for way longer than he expected. And yes, we're kind of watching him lose his mind as well. I'm just like, I've always wanted to do a project like this, like, but this is you can't just do something like this. I'm sure Netflix sent him a pile of money to buy all of this gear, but then the amount of time it must have taken to work with all these lights, figure out how all this stuff works. But just mostly blown away. Like aside from the genius of it, the cleverness of all the writing and the performance, the lighting just broke me. Where I'm just like, oh, wow, if I could just understand lights even half as well as he did for that special, like, I feel like I'd be king of the world. Like, hopefully he is now. I feel like he should be. I don't know what just happened here. Do 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 do. And save. All right, everything's fine. So good, but yeah, literally for the whole next day, I'm just like, I have to make something, and I think that's the day I finally was like, all right, everybody, get away from me. Everything, shut up. Everybody, shut up, just shut up, and I just finished like stop motioning my Skeletor and Soundwave animation. Now the only thing left to do is to record the audio and then edit it all together so that it works with the audio and everything's fine. Isn't it more customary to record the audio first and then animate to that instead of just animating something and then hoping that you're clever enough that you can force the audio into the mouth of the characters? Yeah, that's 100% true. But just like this, I try my best to figure out ways where I can get the most out of things and pre-think about it. So there's stuff like, although I've written a script, I know that I'm going to change a bunch of it, but the beginning and the end are the same. So everything should fit. Slash the biggest cheat of it all, the major Mirko wing, which is my favorite thing to do, which is finding a way to do dialogue without doing a bunch of lip sync. And since Soundwave's mouth is covered up, he's just kind of moving his head around, and I can jam as much dialogue there as I want to, and etc. etc. I don't want to say too much about it, so when I do finally finish it, I'll play it here, and then I'll explain myself, because it is an absurd idea of craziness. And in British TV, watching, Space Goonie was like, hey, you've got to watch. I literally just told you episodes are on YouTube. It's Jimmy Carr basically asking contestants questions about themselves Excuse me. And then, like 10 seconds later, asking the other contestants those same questions. Hey, what did we just tell you about Jeff over here? And then you've got to try to get that right. And it's called I Literally Just Told You, because I literally just told you. It's both fantastic and incredibly irritating because, one, I can't remember half the stuff that comes up. Uh, and two, um, it's only really funny when people are terrible at it. Episode 1 is beyond. Like, there's a point where Jimmy is like on his knees laughing because it's just so crazy, and I'm like in tears laughing as well. It's just brutally fantastic. Episode 2, people are a little bit better at it, so it's just, it's still fun. It's nice to watch people be good at a game and get some of the answers. And then for Christmas, there was I believe there's another one or two episodes in there of regular, but Alex Horn from Taskmaster that we talk about all the time here was on the celebrity episode, and I thought for sure, like, oh, Alex is gonna destroy this. And I'm not. Once again, I'm not going to give it away for anybody. But always a little bit more fun when some of your favorite British comedians are on one of these shows. Ashling B. I think that's how I say it. Also on that episode. And hmm. Awesome Chowdhury, I believe, was on it. I can't remember if that's his name. I think I'm confusing it because I also watched a Paul Chowdhury stand-up special, or some of it, just to see, like, he seemed quite insane. Like he's not quite connected to reality as much as everybody else when he was on Taskmaster. So I can't even imagine him actually doing stand-up, so I had to check it out. I don't know what's going on here. Progress bar. Okay, didn't crash. Can I undo this line? There we go. All right, still no idea what this one is going to be about, but same as usual. Milo points something out to a turtle, and he gets defensive about it because they're actually really violence guys that do violent things. But of course, speaking of Taskmaster, speak of it, what is the Master of Task up to for the Christmas season? For the Christmas season, there was a Christmas special, a one-off episode. If you're not a Taskmaster lunatic like I am, and or Space Goonie and Pat, then it's time to become one. Didn't I make this smaller? More out of the way. It as per usual was amazing. I almost started doing a drawing of Claudia Winkleman because she's just the best. She's just the best when she's on Big Fat Quiz of the year and of everything. She's just hilarious. She's not supposed to be, but she's just adorable and magical as this just. She's just kind of one of those people that just shouldn't really exist. Like, how do you exist? How do you function? And she's just got a crazy energy about everything, and everything she says is just mind-blowing. When she's on Would I Lie to You? Similarly to Bob Mortimer, the things that definitely shouldn't be true are the ones that are true, and then the things that sound true, she makes them sound insane, and then they're not true, but she still makes them seem believable. So whatever. I was really hoping, even though I'm like, Claudia's not going to win this, she's out of her mind. But I really wanted her to win it because she's out of her mind. And again, spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you who won. If I was disappointed or not, / I don't know if I remember who won. I think that I do. Anyway, one of my favorite parts about the Christmas holiday season is that all of those shows that I like, whether they're on anymore or not, seem to always still come together and make Christmas holiday specials, and they're always amazing. The only one that I still haven't been able to watch. It was up on YouTube right away, the Would I Lie to You Christmas special, and it was one of those weird ones where somebody's like putting it up illegally, so they're zoomed in awkwardly on stuff. The sound was way off, the speed was way off. It was all over the place, and I'm just like, I just can't do this. Hopefully, eventually, someone will upload the proper version. But for now, I'll just let it go, and I'll just go and watch the Big Fat Quiz of the Year again. That's what I do. Pretty much for most of the holidays, I just watch the Big Fat Quiz over and over again. Not the same year, I watch all of the years. And now I have this weird lexicon of facts of the past that don't matter anymore and barely mattered when they were viable answers to that quiz. I feel like I should have had more notes on things besides TV. While I was home, getting tired of these robots. Getting tired of these robots. Vorong. Vor.ong. Vor.ong. Yeah, well, I was home at Christmas. I remember when The Grinch came out, I went and saw it in the theater with a bunch of friends. And I remember being very surprised that it was like, wow, they did manage to turn that into a whole movie, and it's pretty fun. And Jim Carrey is amazing. Like, whether or not the story is good or bad, his face and even poses are all just amazing. Even the dog's face and poses are great. Um, Everybody is for the most part believable, but overall, I keep forgetting that that movie is about how that the Who's are pure garbage and they deserve to have their Christmas stolen. Because even though in the end they're just like, hey, it's not actually about all the presents, and they come together where they're still happy or whatever. Everything up to that is still just like they're just plain mean to this. Well, like their whole deal is just like, no, we're friendly, good people, and this guy is garbage, so we're just gonna keep treating him like garbage. And then once you show the flashback where it's just like you only treated him like garbage, and it seems like the two people who were raising him as his guardian slash parents, they just let him walk away into the mountains. Everybody knows he lives up in the mountain. Everybody knows everything, but it's just like he took off when he was like 9 years old and nobody went to go get him. He was still just, of course, he's going to grow up to be a maniac of the mountain. He went up there when he was 8 and then learned nothing other than he also was a great inventor or whatever. But anyway, that's fine. I'm still kind of fine with the Who's being garbage and him basically having his own redemption thing of like, I have to overcome this society and my own darkness. Very much kind of a Dexter tale. But the reason that I bring it up is that I keep forgetting that why won't you click over to the right thing? All right, there we go. That movie is so perverse. It's so sexual. For again, it's like they're the Who's. They're supposed to be kind of very just eggplanty, like barely human figures anyway, and they're just all about the holidays and just being happy and wacky, weird shaped instruments and vehicles and whatnot. But every single character in the Christmas movie for children, based on a very short cartoon slash very short book, they're all just so they're just so Randy baby, so Austin Powers about it. And it's just like in my head, I think it's like maybe 2 or 3 scenes where like somebody's like, one of those like nods to the adults watching. Like, wouldn't I like some of that? Like, yeah, pass me some of that pudding, if you know what I mean. And the kids are like, yeah, we also like pudding. And the adults are like, that's a different kind of pudding or whatever. But it's like every scene still somewhere wedged in there has something that is just overtly pointing out the fact that these characters are turned on, just either in the process of looking to be or upset that somebody interrupted their turned onedness. Oops. Yeah, really dancing around the fact that everyone is just horny. All the Who, they're horny. Every Who down in Whoville had a pillow over their lap because they just couldn't stop, and some of them had the clap. But that wily old Grinch, he was up all alone in the mountains, living in his old Grinchy home. And when he'd come down to visit, everyone would be like, hey, you're too ugly and you're ruining our voters today, so go away. And yeah, that's basically what it seemed like it was about, where it's just like, everybody's just so busy being like, in awe of how sexy everybody else is in Whoville, and this one guy's ruining it for us. Like, and I mean, there was a key party. There was absolutely a key party where it's like, yep, kids aren't going to get that, but it's like, there's a swingers party in the middle of this 100% kids movie. We're all fine with that? All right, sure. Keep going. Carry on. Carry on. Uh, don't know what I was talking about. That references the Eric Andre show. But on my drive home to go visit my mom and my brother beneath the Christmas tree, it's a 3 hour drive for my Honda Fit and me. So away I arose without too much of a clatter because it's just a little Honda Fit. The sound of it doesn't matter. So all the way up the highway, just listening to music and singing along with it the entire way in my own little red Honda Fit sleigh. At a certain point in the mirror, I did glance, and did I see a 1990 Plymouth Sundance? No, I did not. There was this black thing, like a black snake type of object, whipping through the air with a delightful fling. I don't know. I'm running out of rhymes, and I had no intention of turning this into a song, comma sing. Um, yeah, just I happened to look back and just saw this thing just like whipping through the air out of nowhere. Like, where did that even come from? Just this long, like, I don't know, 6 foot long, 7 foot long black strip, probably about 2 inches wide, uh, maybe like a half inch in height. And as I, judged the size of it in my head, I thought, you know what that thing reminds me of, whipping through the air, that either came from space or from my own car. Um, it was like, hey, myself. Remember that one time you went to the car wash, and when you came out of the car wash, you were like, "What's going on? It sounds like my car is coming to pieces. What is flipping a part of my car off?" And pulled out and got out, and on the top of the Honda Fit, there are these two black stripes that go from the front to the back on the left and on the right. And there's just on there with some little clips that I guess don't hold on super tight. Slash, it's a fairly old car. Um, something a fright. Um, and after I went down the highway a little bit further, so now I'm just beyond, ever going back to find this thing anyway. I'm just like, do. I wonder. What are the odds? No. Yeah, it probably is. Hmm. So I put my window down. I reach out, put my hand on the roof, cause odds are it's the stripe on my side, and I feel, and there's like just a little dip, and then inside that goes the long plastic strip thing, and all I can feel is like a little gully in the top of my car. Like, yep, that was mine. That was a part of my car that flew off into the forest across the highway. Hopefully, it didn't hit anybody else's car, and everything is fine. But from what I saw, it was just this black thing went whipping up over everything and then just shot off to the side of the road in all of the wind tunneling. And I'm just like, well, I'm fairly sure that thing doesn't matter. It doesn't, it's not a thing to keep out leaks or anything. There's no seal there. It's literally just a decorative addition, and yeah, just kept right on driving because you're doing 120 up the highway. How far have I gone past that area? How do I turn around? You can't just pull off to the side of the road, then back up for a miscellaneous amount of distance, and hope that I can see a big slice in the snow to reveal where that black strip did go. And I'm glad that I didn't. Not only because I already knew at that point, like, there's zero chance that I'll ever find that, but it was also proven to myself the other day when I went out to the car and there was a little bit of snow. Not too much snow, pushed a little bit aside so I could take the car out, but I had my keys in my hand as I was like kicking the snow away here and uh, 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 brushing the scraping. There we go. Scraping the ice off the windows as well. And I just was just like just very simply like drop my keys, and there was a little bit of snow, and it just fell into the snow. And I'm just like, oh my god, like it just disappeared. Like, you know, the snow just closed in on it. It was already kind of a rough little area of snow, and like, yeah, I definitely couldn't have found that black thing on the side of the highway because I dropped this between my feet. It should be within this like just a 4 inch square of area, and they just disappeared. They just disappeared. I was like, this is even that much snow, and my keys are gone. And of course, you know, I had a very good idea where it was. Just dug through the snow a bit and eventually pulled some keys out. But the winter is awful. The winter is awful and it's terrible. And it makes so many super simple things super difficult. Mhm. Uh-oh. So the robots have taken over? Is that what you're saying? Oh, geez, Miles. It's too late. It's too late. The robots have won. They control the vertical and the horizontal. 'Cause everybody wants something that'll never give up. Everybody wants something that'll take your money and never give up. I don't remember the words to the Zit Remedy, but every once in a while it pops in my head for me. I don't need it there, but it's there anyway. To remind me of Joey Jeremiah and Wheels and Snake. Progress bar. What do you do today? I wonder what the deal with that is. Pretty sure it's nothing I can do. Has to be a Twitch thing. This is the part of the stream where you're mostly just drawing and you just go into complete silence while you try to make some nice lines and concentrate, and then everyone's like, hey, are you gonna say anything anymore? Or they're mostly like me, where it's just like, oh, thank God he stopped talking for a while. He's just busy drawing and not rambling about nonsense. Because, it's just nonsense. I mean, a strip of plastic fell off your car? Who cares? Nobody cares. That's the dumbest thing ever to mention. Well, I can't just be in complete silence all the time. God knows it's been weeks since I've said much of anything. Out loud, anyway. Sometimes you have to wait for the progress bar to dissipate. Sometimes it saves real quick, and other times it poops its pants. Is this part of the weirdness that I'm missing, Miles, in the chat? Now, I'm pretty sure that Avocado Shake is referencing her Ed 209 action figure that she got for her birthday that was residing in the bathroom, and it's now living with the forest toilet, which is another bathroom maybe that they have that they call the forest toilet. I have no idea. Or Avocado Shake has a bathroom on Endor, and she's talking about the battle between the ATST chicken walkers to defend the forest toilet. But I assume the it still has to be an Ed 209? But I don't know. Or slash, because there's a certain level of delay, I said something that would obviously be related to the forest toilet, and I didn't notice the words that are coming out of my mouth. Or I've already forgotten. Because yesterday, it seems so far away. Yesterday was Avocado Shakes' birthday. Happy birthday, etc. And my day ended, and I was like, oh, thank God. I'm tired. I'm so tired, and I just want to go to sleep and do nothing. And then I remembered, oh yeah, earlier in the day, did I see some posts on the internet that would lead me to believe that it's Avocado Shake's birthday, and I should definitely draw a quick doodle of an Ed 209 saying you have 20 seconds to comply with your birthday greetings or something. I should probably do that real quick. And then I started to. Do an Ed209. I found an Ed209 picture and started sketching out a quick little scribbly Ed209. And then suddenly, before I got too far into it, I was like, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I could so easily add a T to this. I could just add a T, and this could very quickly become a TED 209. All it needs is some ears. And then it's a TED 209. So I threw some ears on an Ed 209, colored part of a kind of orangey, and then drew another little orange cat real quick. It's real scribbly, it's real messy, and put that behind Ed 209's leg. And the other little cat is saying, "I'm Bill." While the main one says, have a happy birthday. You have 20 seconds to comply before, it malfunctions and starts shooting that one guy. Because of Ted. Hey, bros, are you guys talking about me? I'm just over here on the wall, waiting for my mouth to start moving again so that I could say things about how, yeah, I would love to be a big robot. But, of course, in seeing that movie, I would like to also retain my dexterity to go up and down stairs. Because that is definitely a skill that would come in handy to go surfing. Have you guys ever noticed that surfing is cool? And I'm all about surfing. So don't forget, bros, surf away. Surf away. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Clearly some chat messages are getting through and others are not. So yeah, I guess that's one of the other things that Miles was talking about. But yeah, I have no idea. As far as I know, I'm mostly logged into things. I should only have some issues with Facebook, because technically I'm not connected to Facebook, but I know that it is broadcasting to Facebook right now, because I looked at it on Facebook, and I've said the name Facebook too much right now. But yeah, beyond that, I have no idea. Because I don't control how the chat works. I wonder if I go to Twitter. I'm just gonna search for Twitch chat and see if there's 700 posts about how the Twitch chat doesn't seem to be any random things on Twitter about how broken it is. But I don't know how to fix it. But whatever's on the screen over there is what I can see in the chat over here. According to Pat, the Twitch is about 15 minutes behind the YouTube for some reason. And yeah, it seems like the stuff would still pop up eventually, though. This one is going to be the red turtle. It's always the red turtle. Oops. I was, as I was doodling this, thinking that Leonardo would probably be better with the sword, and I'm not on the right thing. Um, the sword up to Milo's face. Um, but I hate Leonardo. Everybody hates Leonardo. Leonardo's the worst. And I gotta go with Raphael. Now, sadly, I do know that there is definitely another comic strip that is almost exactly like this one, except I believe it's 2 panels, and Raphael's basically putting his sai right up to Milo's eye. But this one will be about something different, but still similarly about how, hey, do you guys murder people all the time? I read your old books, and in your old books, you guys like murder people all the time. And he'll be like, what? Me? Who? What? And then he'd be like, you shut your little mouth. We're happy little mutant turtles for kids. Kids love us, and we don't murder anybody. And if you open your mouth, I swear I'll murder you like it was 1989 and we were in black and white. Something like that. I don't know. I'll definitely come up with something different if I ever do, because I did notice that I've got a good handful of other comic strips that I have not finished at all. One of them was very specifically a Christmas one with Milo dressed as Santa Claus, and I did not finish it. It'll make more sense when I make a book version, and there you go. There's a section where, hey, we come across Christmas time and it's in there, but finishing it now is kind of pointless because it's like, hey, you just make a Christmas comic strip in the middle of January. Yeah, I did. But this is the one I made the other day when I very much was just like, I don't want to make a comic strip today. I do want to make a comic strip today, but the only thing that's on my mind is just more of the COVID-ness. The numbers are just out of control. The things that the government is doing is just like, this doesn't make any sense, and everything is not, just makes no sense, and I hate it. So I didn't want to make a comic about COVID, but it's the only thing I wanted to make something about. So Milo's all like, hey, remember like 3 years ago when you were like, better not do too many COVID-themed comics because they won't be relevant in like a month. And which is true, and I did think that, like, this is going to be stupid. Like, people are going to forget about this so soon. COVID's already over. It's only 2 weeks long. I shouldn't make crazy comics about being locked up forever because we just aren't going to be. And then we were, and we still are. So I'm like, yes, I remember it. And then Milo's like, I think it's time to do another COVID comic strip. And I say, God, no, because I do not want to. And I hate it. And then this is the comic that I'm not making in this comic. And to me, the hilariousness lies in the meta nonsense, and thanks to Mark Zuckerberg, the word meta has been ruined for me. Used to love the idea of just crazy meta Inception-y comic strips, and now he's turned it into something that every weird little video that I've seen about it looks stupid. It just looks like another Second Life, I guess. I never really looked into Second Life other than this looks terrible. All right, people are spending tons of money to buy property and put posters on their walls and buy clothing and augmentation for their characters, and it just looks terrible. Oh my god. So I don't even understand. It clearly is a virtual world, and you put your helmet on, and lots of people are going to live there, and I'm going to assume starve to death or get some sort of, stomach problems from not eating things because you can't eat virtual food, and you're not going to want to leave your little virtual thing to go run to the fridge, or / they have to put in some sort of feeding tube integration. And again, I don't even know. Elon Musk is plugging internets into his head soon, and all of the other things that terrify me about the future. But you won't see this message for 50 minutes from now. It's a little after 10 o'clock. I have to go to sleep early for sure because I have to get up early so that I can finally, magically, finally, after what feels like 1,000 years, go see a doctor about at least a consultation about getting surgery to fix my hernia because I don't want it anymore. I never did, and I don't want it anymore. And even on the days where it's like, this doesn't hurt at all, it still feels like, oh, while I'm standing up over here, kind of feels like I pooped in my pants, and I didn't, but I really just feel like I should go to the bathroom and change my pants and wash myself, but there's nothing there. It just feels like just uncomfortable, where it's like, I might as well have pooped in my pants, and I want this to go away. And of course, the other times when it's just like, it hurts. It just hurts. What do I do? I know I just have to lay down. It hurts so much. And then, you know, the third gear to that is, hey, it feels fine. The hernias just fixed themselves? Wow. Laying down for 7 hours in a row really made a difference. And then standing up for 4 minutes made it all go away. But, you know, whatever. That's life. And there are some people out there that are like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just go 3 years without even thinking about this, and it will get worse, and my insides are hanging out. And then I hear that story, and I'm just like, I can't even, are you kidding me? We're all weird, we're all different, and we're all doing whatever we can to entertain ourselves. Hey, bros. I like to entertain myself with surfing. Do you guys know about surfing? If you mention surfing one more time, Ted, get anything else to talk about. That guy, I don't even know. Yeah, I hate him too. Let's take him off the wall and burn that picture, because I really don't like all of the thunder of mine that he's taking. That's my thunder. And sweet fancy Moses, is that another robot saying basically the same bit of text? Is that the thing that's ruining stuff? Why does that keep happening? What does that even mean? It's always a V word, and then a dot, and then another 3-letter thing. And I'm very confused, and I don't like it anymore, and please make it stop. I don't like it either, and I would also like to stop. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask people at work tomorrow. Well, what is this? Why does this keep happening? Maybe it's a web link if you type in vum.ngo. But I don't recommend it. Definitely don't do it. But there it is. VUMNGO. And Vumgo was his name-o. There was a robot, had some spam. Vumango was what he typed, yo. VUMNGO. VUMNGO. And now I have got to go. Oh. So yeah, I don't know. At some point, I'll add some text to this. And it will be super hilarious. And yeah, and then we'll eventually put out another book, and it will be fun. Oh yeah. Seriously, don't type any of those things in. Don't remember them because I'm saying them. They're definitely going to lead you to some spyware, spam, and or crazy ads for weird things. But that's the future that we live in. That's our Minority Report. Those are the Lightspeed briefs that are being advertised to us all the time. And sadly, there's not usually a new pair of underwear at the end of that tunnel. But anyway, thanks for once again hanging out. Sorry it's been 7,000 years since my last stream. Tomorrow, I know I say this all the time, but tomorrow we're actually going to do a live podcast here on the stream. I'll mess around with my settings once again, see if I can get everything to play real nice. But yeah, me and Tara will have yet another improv battle about the things in the world. And It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Trying to destroy each other with spontaneous first thoughts and improvisation. We'll do that an hour earlier than this stream, probably at 7:30, and only an hour. And then, of course, that'll be up on YouTube and on Twitch after the fact. But other than that, happy birthday, Avocado Shake, and have a good night, Pat and Space Goody, Miles. Oh my God. Have fun with all of your game shows. So many game shows. So many game shows. I don't know how you have the time to ingest so much content, but you do, and that's magical. I feel like there was something else I wanted to specifically mention somewhere, but whatever. Maybe I'll remember tomorrow during the podcast. That is all. That is all. Dudes, one more thing. Surfing? Yeah, surfing, you guys? You gotta always remember surfing. Oh my God, seriously? Can that guy be the enemy? No, he can't. He's still adorable. He's still adorable. And although he only talks about surfing, he's still, you know, a lot more palatable than you. Oh, that hurts. I mean, he doesn't even have a hat. Like, how could he be so cool without a hat? Have you seen his glasses? I've seen his glasses, and to me they say Professor Nerd. I think they say he knows a little something about something. Hey, bros, do you want to know a little thing about how the wax helps cut through the water but also maintains your stability of your feet? It's just a very interesting thing, scientifically speaking. Nope. Thank you, though. Yeah, I'm going to press the credits and talk at you guys tomorrow/next Tuesday. And I'm going to go to bed. Go to bed. And tomorrow, a strange man is going to poke me in the hernia. And then I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. Because, you know, don't get old, guys. Don't get older. Outro? Outro? Thanks, Ripley. So many things to update. Keep forgetting. Links that I've made new. Need to replace here. And 209 thanks you. Mew and Mew 2.